nothing. He's turning red as a beet. This isn't fair. I said, no, you have a right to say you never met God.
Right.
But what if he's in Argentina? You can't be an atheist and say there has never been, is not now,
Right.
and will never be any gods, goddesses, or gods of any shape, size, or description anywhere in the universe that exists.
Right.
Only God can be an atheist, because you have to be omniscient, omnipresent, eternal. And then this surprised all the students after all his savagery. He said, well, I'm an agnostic anyway.
This is the first time they've ever heard this.
And I said, well, this means I've won the debate. No, you haven't. I said the debate was on atheism.
Right.
Are you admitting the possibility God could exist here? Well, yeah, but I'm an agnostic. I said, now, what kind of agnostic? Ordinary or ornery? Everyone started laughing.
Right.
I said an ordinary agnostic would say, can you show me anything within the circle of my own experience
Right.
that points to God? The ornery says, nobody knows, I don't know, you don't know, nobody can know. I said, are you ornery, an ornery or an ornery? At that, he said, well, I never agreed to this, and he stormed out of the classroom.
Good.
And I had a great time with the students after that.
I bet you did.
Now,
I
the
bet
thing
you
is
did.
this, only an idiot would say, there never has been, is not now, will never be, any gods, goddesses, or god of any shape, size, or description, even a tiny little one. Anywhere, Saturn, Mars, another galaxy. That's an idiot. You cannot prove a universal negative. So then I debated George Smith, because they had to come up. My book tore them to pieces, you see. I even went into the psychological reasons why people become atheists.
Really?
The Psychology of Atheism is one of my chapters. So I went into the back. Madeline Murray O'Hare, I tried to debate her, but she said, you got to give me $3,000. I said, I'm not going to give you $3,000. She wanted money for the privileges. And the answer is no.
Yeah.
I'll debate one of your followers.
This has been a fascinating interview with Dr. Robert Morey of Faith Defenders. He's the executive director of Faith Defenders. He's also a fantastic author. It's really been an honor having him here in Keen 17's studios. We're going to take a brief break from our interview, and we'll be back with more right after this.
You have people who become atheists because they had a profoundly negative, painful experience. The husband died, the wife died, there was a divorce. Here's a guy,
Violence,
as I
something.
talk with him, he's in his 50s, he's not married, he was raised a Baptist, he's now very hostile atheist, and I look at him, you're gay. Well, how did you know? 50.
Right.
Why the hostility? And you see, what you have is people who are profoundly disappointed in the cards that God shuffled them. I'm fat and I have buck teeth, therefore there is no God, because I deserve to be svelte. Oh,
have that
man,
shiny smile.
I should be having the women, you know, chica chica, man. I don't have any money, therefore there's no God. The sophisticated atheist who taught this was David Hume,
Yes.
who wrote, because he had a bad church background, God exists for the felicity of mankind. Translation,
We would have
God
invented
exists
him,
to make us happy. Second, not everybody's happy, therefore God doesn't exist. Now this is profound. And you have to say, where does the Bible ever say that God exists so that you would be happy? Healthy, wealthy, prosperous, good self, straight teeth, straight complexion.
It doesn't say fair anywhere in those 66 books that I know of.
No. But see, then those churches that pick up on this And the gospel is no longer Jesus came to save sinners. He came to give you a self-image that's good. He came that you would be successful in business. The focus has now changed to the health and wealth, prosperity, psychobabble. I want to tell you that you have infinite potential. And yes, we can. And you see, you have this whole movement of pandering to the psychological felt needs instead of telling people the truth. God does not exist so that I have well, by the keys of the Cadillac, they shall know that I am his child.
Right.
Most
Right.
believers have lived and died in poverty. Read the book of Hebrews. Most preachers were not successful. Again, the book of Hebrews, sawed in half, stoned, living in caves. Because God does not exist for the happiness of man, man exists for the glory of God. This is the old catechism. What is the chief end of man? I have to translate that then, because I was in Philadelphia with a bunch of little black kids. And I said, what is the chief end of man? His head. See, they were literal. They were thinking, which part of man? I said, no, let me rephrase it. What is your purpose in existence? Why are you here rather than not here? To bring glory to God. See, we are so far removed from the old Reformation teaching, they might as well say, what is the chief end of man? Well, some would say his head, others would say other parts of his body, given the pleasure-mad world we live in. But we've got to get back to understanding the fundamentals of the Bible. In the beginning, Bereshit, translated, I do, when the beginning began. Out of nothing, bara, Elohim created the heavens and the earth. He created what he wanted, where he wanted, when he wanted. Now, when Augustine was asked, well, what was God doing before he created the world?
This is always been.
You love that.
Yeah.
He was creating a hell for the inquisitive. That shows that the use of humor, by the way, there's an article on my website, Jesus and Humor. He was a Jewish stand-up comic. Did you know that?
No, I didn't, but there's some pretty funny things.
Oh, how
in
did
the
he
New
keep
Testament.
the crowds? How could you keep 5,000, 10,000 people all day? He was giving one-liners. He said, look, you buy a candle, what do? You put it in a bushel. No, you put it under your bed. No, you put it in the closet. He said, a blind man leading a blind man, what's going to happen? Da-bum, they both fall in the ditch.
Right.
One-liners, Paul was a great one.
Yeah, he was. There was some
Sarcastic
funny stuff. Yeah, he
humor.
was. Yeah.
He was abiding. He was like Henny Youngman. He said, all
But I
of
wanna
you
tell
want to
you.
do circumcising. Go ahead, cut it all off. All off. Salty. Salty. And see, today we have a feminized Christianity where people like me who are blunt. Blunt. New York City bluntness. You're mean. I said, no, I'm just telling you the truth. It's like someone says, it doesn't matter what you believe as long as you're sincere. I said, fine, I sincerely tell you you're a sinner on your way to hell and you need the Messiah. Well, I mean, it's okay as long as you're happy. I said, I'm happy to tell you you're on your way to hell, you need Messiah. And before long they say, well, all religions are true. Then good, then mine is true, and you're on your way to hell and you need Messiah. Oh, no, all religions are true but yours.
Right, yeah.
I said, then they're true
Freedom
bigotry,
from
cousin.
Christianity
Yes,
is what that's called.
there we go. But you see, atheism is a philosophic monstrosity.
It's a
Once you
faith
say
itself,
everything
sure.
is relative, you cannot say the Bible is evil, and this guy, George Smith, his chapter, everything is relative. Remember, we think of the
Cousin.
60s. If it feels good, what?
Do it, yeah.
Do it, okay? Next chapter, the evils of Christianity. I said, you can't do that. Once you say there is no solid rock to stand on of absolutes, but we're all swimming in an ocean of relativism, you can't say that anything's evil in the Bible.
because theoretically it's all relative. What is
Guys,
absolute
it's-
truth?
Well, and the Sheila Thompson was the stupidest one of all. The Bible, you'll hear it on the debate if you want.
Really?
The Bible condones rape. Where? Well, here it has the rape of Dinah. I said, now wait a second. Are you telling me that if someone historically records man's inhumanity to man, that means the author's guilty of it?
Approves of it?
That's show me where it says, thou shalt rape them. Well, the Bible condones killing kids and eating them. I said, where? Because she talked about that baby there. That's a historical narrative telling us the atrocities of one man to another. Where does it say, thou shalt go and eat thy neighbor's baby? So atheists I find to be the most irrational. So the end result of that conference in San Diego, I was not until just recently able to debate another atheist. This is in university. They all refused to debate me because they said he uses logic. He uses humor.
Which,
And I didn't let him get away with anything. Not a thing. You're so rational? Why do you say that? Well, everyone agrees. That's argumentum ad populum fallacy.
Because it's popular, therefore it must be true.
Therefore. See,
Right.
you know, atheism is simply someone who had an emotional crisis in their life and hates God. That was Madeline. She wanted that guy, Bill Murray, but he was married to another woman. Now the son, I don't know if you've had him on the show, he became a Christian.
I have not, no.
Oh, he's a great
Yeah,
guy.
I've heard that.
He
yeah.
related to me. She was really upset one time because she wanted that guy. She went out in the backyard in the midst of a thunderstorm. I
Strike me.
will not believe it. See, an atheist protests too loudly. The only thing they know they can get back against God is to say, I will not believe in you. I won't. That's the only way they can slap God. Van Til used to say, an atheist is a child who has been taken by a loving parent on the lap, and the child reaches up and slaps God in the face, the parent in the face. And when I dig into the bio of every atheist, I find that
You find it.
because no one is born an atheist. I've had 2 children. You have any kids?
I have 4.
4. They all have fertile imaginations.
Sure they
There's
do.
a boogeyman under the... They create, they live in fantasy worlds. The broomstick becomes a pony. They're full of it. The idea they naturally, every culture, they had gods and goddesses and hobgoblins and spirits and this and that and dragons and everywhere. The idea that people are born rational, we do not believe in anything but we see. No.
Right.
Nobody's born an
Right.
atheist. You choose to become one as a statement. And that's why they don't like to give it up very often.
And you do hear time and again primitive peoples who haven't been reached, once they are reached, say, we've been waiting. We've been waiting for
We
you to
have
come
a
and tell us
vacuum.
about God.
We've never been satisfied with the God over in the shack. And you go to the shack and there's a coconut husk with a few mother of pearl teeth.
That's right.
And we've never been
she's not
satisfied.
helping us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's not helping us with mother of pearl teeth sticking out of her thing. And, you know, but what you must understand is that what is rational is now relative. Logic is now relative. See, relativism is a cancer that doesn't stop till it consumes all. So now the atheists not only say everything's in relative in the bedroom. See, they were happy there. Make love, not war. Then it crept into the factory. We began to have crappy cars. We began to have shoddy workmanship, and everybody began to buy Chinese and etc. because it was better product. Then it crept into law, which is arbitrary jurisprudence, and you have federal judges making laws that have nothing to do with legal precedent, the Constitution, or anything else. Then it's crept over into the schools, it's crept into science. See, I had an advantage in 10th grade of being involved, which was called SMSG, Yale University, Student Mathematics, where we learned a totally different view of reality. Plane geometry is a lie. Algebra is a lie. This is what we were taught. I take the little wick and I blow a soap bubble. Now, can you imagine the soap bubble?
Got it.
As you move your head, there are twinkles of lights. Remove all the soap, but only leave the twinkles. The universe we live in, according to Einstein, is a sphere that is expanding. Even as we speak, it is rushing out. Everything is relative in terms of position. Now this means, I just drew this, it's not a straight line, there is no straight line. Because of the curvature of the earth, every line you ever drew
It's curved.
is curved.
Right.
Now, when Ptolemy and the others invented plane geometry, they thought everybody lived on the same plane, which was Greece,
Which is flat.
and saw it was just flat. So they said sides of a triangle are never parallel. Einstein, sides of a triangle are ultimately parallel. Plane geometry, parallel lines never intersect. Einstein's universe, all parallel lines ultimately intersect.
Eventually intersect.
So I was taught a totally different view of modern math, including the fact that 1 + 1 doesn't necessarily mean 2. 1 + 1 equaling 2 only has to do with a base 10. But
Which
there are
was
other
the system that was set up originally.
because we
within
have
itself.
how many fingers?
10.
But other cultures had 30. Or if we go into the computer, you see, now we have base where you just have 1 and you have 2. Those are the only numbers. So when you start adding, 1 + 1 = 1. Or 1 - 2 will equal 2. So you have a different way of, math is only a language. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Meta-language, mathematics. Remember those stupid questions? Harry went to town and he bought 10 apples.
Story problems.
His sister stole 2.
Right.
Now they said, put this into math. Translating it into these symbols is the same as translating into Spanish.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Mathematics is only a language, therefore a mathematical formula doesn't prove anything, it's only a translation.
Now, interestingly,
It's only reducing it, so these, we have proven by they haven't proven a thing, they just translated it into Spanish.
within its own system.
Within its own system, it's a meta-language, and that has changed. So in this new book that I've sent off, there's a whole section chapter on science, anthropology, what is man? That's why today they're pushing hard on the Animal Planet and National Geographic. You see, we're nothing but like meerkats and chimpanzees and monkeys. You know, they're desperate to say we are animals. There's nothing unique about man. Nothing. As long as we are unique and apart from the machine of the universe, humanism cannot explain that uniqueness. It has to, God is dead, therefore man is dead. Meaning is dead. Morals are dead. Beauty is dead. Everything is relative. All is darkness. All is absurd.
Well, that seems like an appropriate moment to take a brief break. We'll be back with more on Las Vegas Tonight in our interview with Dr. Robert Morey right after these messages.